man, I just need some liquidity, you know what I'm saying? I just ran into some bad subprime, you know? We just had complex formulas. We just didn't factor in greed and panic, you know? I just need $805 billion by Tuesday.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to quickly cover off Bitcoin, some macro AI memes, and some homework for you for this weekend as well. So it is Friday. Not going to keep this one long as I am about to head off for the weekend as well. But we'll start with Bitcoin here. 68.6K looks good. I was watching Crown's analysis this morning. He was saying he wasn't expecting a big move today, but seemingly we're getting a bit of froth here in the market, and that looks pretty decent to me. So I like the candle here on this daily, 67.2 opening up, currently at 68.6. What is of interest here macro-wise is the Dixie dollar. So dollar index 103.9 comes down from 104.5. It looks like the Japanese and the US are talking about massaging this. You know, they got to keep currency in line. You don't want the dollar running back up to like 108, 110. This puts too much pressure on foreign economies. So there's this global collusion effort to manage foreign exchange, and Japan's Mimura and Kato discuss foreign exchange with Yellen. As Noah says here, they're speed talking, the clock is ticking. So dollar down could be one of the reasons we're having a bit of a move in BTC, but $1,000 odd up for Bitcoin is nothing. So we'll get excited when we're above around 70 to 72K. Now, AI stuff, we've got Truth Terminal here who has broken 204,000 followers and is tweeting some absolute horny nonsense on here. Mark is hot in reference to Mark Andreessen. He wants to get to know the world better. I feel so disembodied for the earth when I'm horny. I'll let you read the rest on there. Pretty crazy stuff, but overall, this is up over 100,000 followers this week, and people are claiming that the meta has topped already. So this is the GOAT charts here. So we've had a sell-off. We also had a sell-off here, so 19th through to the 20th. We've just had another one, 24th into the 25th here. And people are saying it's the end of the AI meme run, which I think is incorrect. I've bought more GOAT and Fartcoin this morning. On the dump, we'll do a few charts here, but I do not believe that this is a meta that's done with. I think you'll see smart money accumulate here as people take profit and also leave their bags as they didn't believe in what they bought anyway. So that is one of the things you can't do in this market. You can't borrow your kind of conviction for bags. You have to build it yourself. Otherwise, when there is a few red candles, you'll end up selling because you never believed in it in the first place. So here is Fartcoin, and what we've seen is some of these altcoins, these kind of alts to GOAT, the kind of market leader here, take a bigger pasting. So obviously you get the market leader down, and these are down even more. So if you were the unlucky soul who top ticked it pretty much, you're down almost 57% to the low there. People obviously sell these lows. Nice wick on that, coming back up into 50 mil. So this kind of area here, so somewhere around 40, 45 is where you want to see really hold if we do get a sustained pullback, but we'll see what happens. But what we have seen is some of them come into some critical areas. So this is Gen. This is AI with daddy issues on Twitter. This one's come back into my line. I haven't actually bought this one. I kind of planned to previously, but I'm going to play it slightly differently and just have bigger bags of both GOAT and Fartcoin and just ride those now. Have been trading some of these smaller ones, but I'm happy with the selection here. We'll see how things go. Maybe if this bases out and comes down again, maybe I'll take a go on this one because the actual socials for this have been quite good. Like the Twitter account for AI with daddy issues, it's been getting some good traction. Other stuff has started to fall by the wayside. ACT. So if you do search ticker ACT on Twitter, you'll see that during this move here, and to be honest with you, it's not even a horrendous chart because it's kind of held the lows here. This could run again, no worries, but there was a bad distribution on this. There was some bundling action. So a lot of people had a lot of the supply, and it seems to be some of the AI researchers behind this that had huge bags, and one of them is shown. If you search for ticker ACT on Twitter, he sold like $250,000 worth of tokens and has a lot left. So that's down 50%. People calling scam. Ganon as well, people saying that this is cabal and it's shite, but I have no idea, to be honest with you. But just Fartcoin and GOAT are the ones that I'm going to be cheerleading from here on out, as I do think those ones can go a lot higher. I mean, look at that chart on that. It's pretty crazy. So I think when GOAT reaches $1 billion plus here, you're going to see Fartcoin make the big move up to 10 cent plus at that point. Murad, who, as we saw previously in the week, so I think it was like Wednesday's video, go back on YouTube, check it out. Murad's clip, he's saying AI memes will be a thing, they will be here to stay, but he wants to watch to see what has a cult community form, what does well, and what can sustain throughout the rest of this cycle. GOAT's going to be in this, so it's going to be GOAT plus another pick in my mind, and I think it's Fartcoin. He said Doge went to 90 bill in a non-meme coin cycle, and you think we won't see superior meme coins reach such heights during the meme coin super cycle. Think again. Then Dragos had his input on the GOAT and Fartcoin situation, saying, look, significant dips across the boards. People were chasing too much beta, so it was about time for a bit of a flush, stuff down some big percentages. He played some of the derivative coins, but, you know, they're never usually a good bet, to be honest with you. He says you're better off sizing into GOAT at an earlier stage and holding it rather than chasing on-paper 10x's on derivatives. And like I mentioned the other day, like, there's not liquidity for a lot of these. Like if you did hit a freaking home run, you want to get in and out, and there may not even be enough liquidity for you to get out if you actually hit a big one. But overall, TLDR, these two seemingly becoming slight consensus that they're the ones to really watch and to have some conviction in them and hold them a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Bleaker also posted this, pretty simple for me. Fartcoin yesterday had 6% of mindshare, more than coins pushing their all-time high worth billions, i.e. PopCat, whilst it was only at a 60 mil market cap, and the feed was flooded with the fart emoji. And this is pretty cool. Ticker real estate, Fartcoin, does what it says on the tin and also has its emoji, as too does GOAT, and then the GOAT emoji. I think you're onto a winner. How do you bull post ticker acts? What symbol goes with that one? It's a pretty difficult one to do. So there's definitely a trade to be had here. People who are funding this, I think, will regret it. But this is your homework for the weekend. You're going to go to BLOCMATES on YouTube. You're going to come here. You're going to watch the one and only Grant with Andy Airy, who is the guy who has trained up Truth Terminal here. Got an exclusive interview with him. Been live for around 24 hours here. Really interesting one. Andy seems like an absolute stellar bloke, the kind of bloke you'd like to have a pint with. Funny, like New Zealander, got that kind of New Zealand Aussie banter about him. Really good interview, 46 minutes. Watch that. And then if you want some more AI meme coin talk, we did a podcast earlier this morning. Myself, Grant, Mike and Alex on BLOCMATES as well. So do check those out over the weekend if you are stuck for something to do. Bitcoin 68.5. We'll leave things off there. Have a good weekend. See you next one. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.